Hey Facebook. So, I'm just kind of, well, busy as always, but let me show you where I decided to work today. Yep. In front of the TV, catching up on my DVR while I'm checking in with my groups and all those groups. Look at all those groups. It's okay. I love all those groups. And it's a rough life for the puppies in this house. This one's passed out next to me on the couch. She always has to be right next to her mama. The other two always have to be together. So this is where I decided, got my feet up, and this is where I decided to work today. See, I got my stack of stuff, my books for my meal planning for my groups and all sorts of crap. But I did a post yesterday about children, and I've been thinking about it. So this is my thought process today and letting you in the mind of Coach Tanya. So I always feel like when I look at everybody else's pictures of their kids, they're always so happy. They seem to all be getting along like a wonderful, happy family. You know, all rainbows and butterflies. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Bridget. How are you, ladies? So I don't know if you guys saw my picture, but it was the picture of, actually, I have my Facebook right here. I'm going to open it up and show you what picture it was. Let's see if I can find it. So you guys know I always have a lot of things on my Facebook. Hi, Carrie. Nope, that was this picture right here. Okay? Here's what I view other people's kids at. And that on the bottom is totally my children. So, I feel like I'm constantly a referee. Constant ref status right here. Like every day, all day long. Like I feel like I want to pull my hair out sometimes. So I'm sitting here thinking, and I just think and think and think. That's why I posted that picture last night, because I'm like, am I a bad parent? Like, am I a failure as a parent? Did I fail my children and they, I did something wrong with how I'm raising them, that they don't love each other enough? But the more I sat and thought about it, and then I saw everybody's comments. I'm actually looking through some of the comments now, and everyone's like, oh my God, I thought it was just my kids. And then I'm like, whew, thank God. Thank God I'm not the only one that has this issue. Like, seriously, I feel like they are. I'm reading Carrie's comment. She said, no, your kids always look nice. No, they are, but they have such a hard time getting along with each other sometimes. Like normally, from what I thought, I always thought it would be like if you had two girls, they would fight, whether it be fighting over boys or fighting over makeup or fighting over shoes or fighting over clothes. And same thing, if you had two boys, they would fight. I really thought having one of each, like that, of course they would have their sibling days, but I didn't think that they would like be so against each other a lot. I mean, my kids ask me to have breaks with each other sometimes. Like, can I just have a break, from the other sibling? So it's like, sometimes I sit and think like, God, what am I doing wrong? But the more I sat and thought about it, and obviously the more personal development I do, yes, exactly, Carrie. They only post when they're nice. Sometimes I'll post live when mine are going bananas, so you guys can see that it is not just all rainbows and butterflies here in the Grist house. I mean, kids will be kids, right? And they're gonna be that way. But the more I sat and thought about it, it's just like anything in life. Once it gets hard, that's usually when people don't want to work at it. Once it seems, excuse me, once it seems, hi Karen, once it seems like you have to put a little bit of effort into making something work, they want to run for the hills and go the other way. They don't want to work at it anymore. I feel like no one wants to work at it anymore. Thank you, Jimmy. Me and my husband actually put that clock up. I'll turn it so you guys can see it. It says, time spent with family, it's worth every second. And the pictures are pictures from our wedding. That's when the four of us became a one family unit. So I saw it on Pinterest and we reinvented it. And at first, Alex did not want to do that. He said it was going to take too much time. The clock wouldn't work. It's my favorite wall of the house. It's every picture from our wedding. I absolutely love it. It's from the very beginning all the way around the wedding with our parents and the kids. And so thank you for complimenting on my clock. It's like my favorite wall of the house. But anyways, what I was saying, hi Kristen. So what I was saying is, like, I so totally feel like my kids are, like, I'm a referee. I should walk around with a whistle in my mouth. Between Ryan gets home and he's so hyper, and then the dogs go crazy, and it's crazy. Oh yeah, Jimmy, we totally took more than 12 pictures. It was really hard to pick what 12 pictures we wanted on the clock. So we basically just picked, like, when he danced with his mother, when I danced with my father, when my parents walked me down the aisle, when he was helping my son put his tux on, a picture of me and my daughter after we were ready with our hair and makeup, when he danced with his mother, when I danced with my father, a family picture of him and I and both of our parents, a picture before the wedding started. It's just like a back picture of showing the whole area. We got married on a golf course, so it was beautiful. And then a picture of us walking away after we became husband and wife. That's actually the number 12. And then, of course, the picture when we kissed as husband and wife, when we danced, and when we did our unity sand with the children. And then my favorite picture, the photographer got a great shot when he first saw me in my dress. So that's on there too, because of course that was the one picture I wanted to make sure we got. So we definitely took more than 12 pictures. These were just our 12 faves, so we put them on the clock. But anyways, so I was just thinking about it. And I feel that as parents, or really anything in life, we have to work at everything. So, you know, we've done lots of talks with the kids and things like that. But as a parent, the only thing that we can do, like anything in life, is if you're giving it 100%, 110%, you're not a failure. You're giving it your all. You're doing the best that you can. You are not a failure. It is when you really aren't giving it your all and you see your kids, hi Terry, and you're seeing your kids. I just messaged you a couple minutes ago. It's when you see your kids jumping around like a bunch of crazy people, or they're fighting and you do nothing about it. That's being a failure. That's failing. And you're not failing yourself, you're failing them. So I know a lot of people commented, you know, that even their grown kids still don't get along and things like that. And I tend to really get hard on myself sometimes that I'm not doing the best that I could do for them. And I just have to remember, they're people. They might be little people, but they're people. And they're going to have their own attitude. They're going to have their own way of life. They're going to have their own way of feeling that they want it their way. And it's up to us to guide them. And just to be their guidance and show them the right direction. I mean, not always the direction that we think to go is really what's best. You know what I mean? Like, they're people just like we are. So we have to guide them, not by our words, but by our actions. You know, like, okay, so both of my kids are high anxiety. They worry about little things because that's the old me. And that's how I was when they were little and I raised them. So they kind of got molded to be that type of person. Hi, Jamie. So they were molded to see a small problem and be a spaz about it, because that's who I used to be. I used to freak out over little things. I remember in high school, my mom got me the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. So even at a young age, my mom was trying to get me to do personal development. She probably didn't realize what she was doing was trying to get me to do personal development. I never read the book. But now all I do is personal development. So now through my personal development, I'm trying to help my kids unbecome who I used to be and become more of who I am now. Assess the situation. Count to 10 before you react. You know, really think of things and give them what I feel is better advice. Not that what I was giving them before was bad advice, but it was just giving them advice. Hi, Mark. It was just giving them advice on who I was at that time. So as parents, if we don't, even if you have fur babies and you don't have babies that are walking on 2 feet, even then, I mean, I'll yell at the dogs sometimes like they're people and they understand what I'm saying, because I just lose my temper sometimes. So if they see us doing that, they're going to be spazzes themselves. So I feel that to be a great role model is to work on us first. That's just something that I've learned thanks to all the personal development, which I know I give kudos a lot to becoming a Beachbody coach. But without becoming a Beachbody coach, I probably would not read, listen to as much of the personal development as I do, and I probably would not be surrounded by all the positive people. I would still be the old Tanya that would stress out because I have a hole in my sock. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't stress over something that little. But just making an exaggeration so you guys can understand who I used to be. So for me, my thought process today is to just be the best version of you. And if you feel that you are not happy, you are not giving it your all, and what I mean by it, your life, if you're not giving it your all, make a change. Do something little, whether it be simply to listen to an audio book. I mean, seriously, we all drive in our cars, don't we? Why listen to 99.9 Kiss Country? And yes, we want to jam out and twerk while we're driving, but if you're not happy with what you're doing in life, then utilize the time that you have and make yourself better. Bettering you is going to better everybody else that comes behind you, whether it's friends, family. They're going to see you excelling. They're going to see you happy, and they're going to want to follow in those footsteps. So you're not just helping yourself. You're helping everybody else also. I'm just reading really quick. Mark, he said that he would stress if he stepped in a puddle and got his socks soggy. Yep, me too. I would stress if I left the house 1 minute later than what I planned to leave it because I was going to be 1 minute late to where I was going, which was always early anyways because I arrive everywhere 15 minutes early. But if I was running a minute behind my schedule, I was running late and I would stress. Jamie, I actually have a few favorite books. I would say my favorite for girl empowering books, like to make you become a better you, is either You Are a Badass, and I can message you the books if you want me to. Just comment and let me know. You Are a Badass and Girl Code. Those are my two faves that I feel as a woman, it empowered me and like kind of opened my eyes to, yeah, I am a badass. I'm a good person. And if people can't realize I'm a good person, then they're not the person I want in my life. And once they realize I'm good, I'm going to be 20 steps in front of them that they're going to have to run a marathon to catch up to me. Yeah. Oh, you just finished You Are a Badass. That's a great book. And you will love Girl Code. It's awesome. But, so I just wanted to give you a moment into Coach Tanya's brain. I do think a lot about the weirdest things and things just come to mind. And when I was reading through a lot of my notifications, hi, Chrissy. When I was reading through a lot of the notifications on that post from last night, I was like, I just need to talk to these parents because if I'm feeling like I'm failing my family and my kids, you guys are probably feeling the same way. And what I want to tell you is if you're feeling that way, message me. I'm sure I have read a book or two that have helped me become better in that aspect. Not that I am a pro at it at all. Trust me, I'm still learning. Being a parent, we did not get a manual with our kids. It's a learning process from day one, and even when they become teenagers and then when they become adults, I'm sure it's still a learning process. I'm sure if I ask my parents, they're still trying to do a learning process with me and my brother. So I just wanted to do a message to you guys that we're not failing if our kids are crazy and we feel like a referee all the time, but what we can do is we can stop, we could take a step back, we could take a breath, and we can assess the situation and figure out what is the best way that we can make the situation better. How can you make the children get along better? Maybe talk to them individually and hear why they act the way they act and get their feedback. This is actually what we did over the last couple weeks. My husband, Alex, talked to each of the kids individually. I always speak to them individually about things, but he spoke to them individually and, you know, got the feedback of why Ryan feels the way he feels, got the feedback of why Kayla feels the way she feels, and we tried to talk to them individually so they can come together. Hi, Tara. So they can come together and not be so crazy. They're not all the time. They're not at each other's throats all the time. But even like Tara, there were times where, you know, we were at Summit and the kids weren't getting along sometimes, you know, or whatever. So, I mean, it's sibling rivalry. You hear it all the time. We did it with our own siblings. But just, I don't want any of you guys to feel like failures. Hi, Sarah. Or feel like you're doing something wrong as a parent. It's what they're going to do. But what we can do different as parents is just guide them, listen to them, teach them to communicate. That is the biggest thing in any relationship with their teachers, relationship with their bosses when they get older, relationships with their spouse when they get married, relationship with you as their parent. Communication is key in any relationship. Why not teach them that now? Teach them how to talk about what they're feeling inside, because it sucks to hold those things in and not talk about it, because then one thing piles on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, and then one little thing can happen and they explode, and all their emotions from everything comes out at that one thing. So I could talk to you guys for hours about this subject and a million other subjects. I don't know if you guys would like it, but I can hop on here daily with Coach Tanya's thought, my thought of the day, and just kind of chat with you guys a little bit. So if you'd like that, just comment in the comments. Sorry, I got a phone call, but maybe that's something new that I could start doing here on my Facebook. And you know, you guys see me go Country Heat live all the time and work out live, but maybe I'll go live with my thought of the day. So let me know what you think about that, and I think that would be fun. But I'm going to go and get back to work, and as I showed you before, I was watching General. I don't know if I have any General Hospital lovers on here, but I have like 20 of them in my DVR because I never watch TV. So I decided I was going to start my Monday off right and work at my coffee table. I have a coffee table that pulls up and to me, so I'm working at my coffee table today, getting lots done, but I am also listening and watching GH, and oh my gosh, Jamie, do you love GH too? That's going to be another thing that we have in common is General Hospital. I'm going to have to message you. We're going to have to chat more today. So I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts. So maybe I'll start doing that. Love y'all. Bye.